Hi, Elisha. Good afternoon.
Hello,
It's
hello.
good to see you today. How are you?
Yes, it's good to see you as well. Today is a beautiful day outside.
Oh, nice. How's the weather there?
It's really cold outside, so it's usually like really
Oh,
hot, or it's only cold for like 30 or 40 minutes and then it's hot again. But it's been cold for a while and the
oh,
wind is
wow.
blowing here.
Oh, it's really cold here too.
Yes.
Really, really, really cold. It's freezing.
Hopefully that means we get a like cold Christmas this year.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. Nice to see you. Nice to see you.
Likewise.
All right, so we'll go right into the session. So before we start, I would like to remind you, of what we shared last time. We talked about confidentiality. So you're free to discuss anything with me here. Everything you discuss will be confidential. And this is a safe space, so you can share whatever it is. However, there are limits to confidentiality. Like I mentioned the last time, if you were to share harm to yourself or to someone else or abuse to children or a minor, I would have to report that. And I'll also like to remind you of your rights. Like I mentioned, the last time, I'm a student counselor, and this session is recorded. It will be seen by my professor and my classmates, but that's only because she would have to evaluate and ensure that I'm using the right skills and the right techniques. Um, I think that's basically all. Do you have any questions regarding that?
No questions.
Okay, all right. So the last time we were here, about 2 weeks ago, yes, you mentioned that you were coming to the end of your program and you were a bit concerned that you had not fully engaged your course materials, which is why you went into the course in the first place to try to get an in-depth knowledge and to engage the course materials. You also said you were not able to immerse yourself into what was being taught, and you shared that you lost your brother, and you were navigating that period of grief. So does that capture what we shared the last time?
Yes.
Okay, so how have you been since then?
I've been okay. I feel like still kind of the same thing. Like I've been just going with the flow, like making the process whatever it is, like going to school, going to work, and then coming home, and then I feel that I'm still waiting for that grief period to happen at some point in the future. But at this point, it's just like I'm still going forward and just walking, and I don't feel
Mm.
like I've really been overly thinking about it or have taken the time to like sit and just think about it or process that.
Mm. And how is school going? How is your schoolwork going?
School is okay. I feel like in the over sense of it, it's really great for me because I'm at the completion portion of it. I'm at the ending portion of it. And I feel like for that, it'll give me so much of like myself, like for me to focus on the true parts of myself, which I feel is missing because everything has been occupied with real life, work, school, and like even work. It's like I don't need to necessarily work. However, for me is a big part of like being able to identify myself as a professional. And so coming out of school and being close to the end of it, it's like I've only worked mostly to have those resources and to have networking and to have those different things so that I could be successful at the end of
Mhm.
school. And it's like now that I'm here, it's like it's just a lot of new questioning as to like, okay, how much further do I want to go? Is this important for me to go? And like, am I really paying attention to myself? So school is beautiful because it's let me see that through the process, like I'm able to endure so many different things and then still be successful in my own pursuits, personal pursuits. Um, And then on the other end of it is like, okay, now that I've done this, is this actually what I really want to do? Do I
Want
want
to do?
to
Mm,
commit myself to all of these different things and so much? That's
mm,
how, that's how I feel with
mm,
school right now. But overall, I am grateful that it's coming to like in some sort of an end.
mm. Does being successful, it looks like being successful matters a lot to you.
Yes, absolutely, it does. Or I wouldn't say that it has. I do feel like that's starting to shift. Like I want to be successful, however, I want to be well. I want to get what I'm seeking from every experience.
Mm, mm. If I hear you correctly, you enjoy engaging. So whatever experience you have, whatever you are involved in, you want to engage and really be immersed
Mhm.
in whatever
Mhm.
you are involved in. Mm.
Yes.
That's,
And if I'm not able to do that, then it's like I just feel a deep sense of disconnect. And it's difficult for me to acknowledge that disconnect.
the disconnect. So do you feel that with your work, is that what's bringing the anxiety you feel with your work, with your
Mhm.
school work, I mean? Because you mentioned the last time that that was part of the concerns you have. So would you say that there's been a disconnect with your schoolwork because you're not able to properly immerse yourself into the course materials?
Yes. Yes. I feel yes, exactly that. Like it's like I'm here, I'm present, and then certain portions, like again, just learning it,
Mhm,
but learning the course material, learning like what's the intention of how to use the material, and then also being a human, experiencing potentially the other side of what that looks like, what the other side of the art of healing looked like, that it has been a thing for me. It's because I don't like in school, I expected something different. Like I expected something different in terms of like being able to engage and like what that engagement looked like. And I've had it in certain courses too, as I will, I would say. I think that's what's kind of different for me is that I've have had that in certain courses where there was a certain level of engagement where I felt supported by others who were also navigating a similar journey that I was, and that was motivated. And it's like towards the end, I don't feel that I don't feel that I don't feel like it's almost like I'm doing this by myself.
by yourself.
Yes,
Like you're
and
walking the path alone.
yes, yes,
Mhm.
and even for school, like it's very different because with school has usually been a part of myself where maybe people in my personal life have not been able to be involved because of their own unique purposes and walks in life. But with school, I've usually had somebody who was involved with school who were able to communicate with me, provide some kind of support or feedback. And now that I've gotten to the end of the degree, it's like, okay, well, I don't know. And I'm trying to figure like all this out in the midst of like my brother just transitioned of like 2 months ago and the situation is what it is. And so that disengagement is that if I had that support, then I feel like I would be more in tune and more excited about going to school. But it's like I can only focus on like, okay, if this was intended for me to simply learn, it will be provided in a certain way and there will be certain kind of communication and engagement. And I don't feel like I got that. So it's like I'm doing it on my own.
On your own, yeah. Yeah. So it's normal to feel overwhelmed when you don't have support, and peer support is really important, especially for in academics, where you
Mhm.
have people who have similar challenges, and then you are able to share ideas that help the burden feel a bit lighter just because someone else is walking the path with you. So it's normal to feel overwhelmed when you feel you're walking alone. So I would like to share something. Have you tried journaling? I would like to share a technique with you that may help you identify these feelings and help you navigate these feelings that you feel and help reduce the anxiety that you feel. Have you ever tried journaling and writing down your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions? Have you ever tried that?
Journeying, like taking, like, what does that mean?
So that means taking notes
Oh,
about your feelings, taking notes about your experiences, and probably writing why you feel that way. So that way you're able to go back to it, and then it gives you a perspective, and it gives you self-awareness as to what exactly is going on in the moment. Have you tried that?
um, not in a really, really long time. I don't think I've done that in years.
Oh, okay. So maybe we'll work on that, and then try that. So you get like a notebook or like a journal where when feelings, these feelings that come of you feeling overwhelmed or of the pressures from school or emotions, just emotion. So it's like stepping back and looking at your thoughts on paper, right? So you are able to fully have an understanding of what that emotion and why you felt that way. So
Mhm.
just get a journal or a book where at least twice or three times a day, or anytime you feel overwhelmed, or anytime you feel, even when you feel happy, write why you're happy, what's making you feel happy when you are overwhelmed, or maybe you feel that anxiety coming up, write why you feel anxious. At the times when you feel supported or you feel things are really going well, you can then write. So over time, you are able to track what it is that makes you anxious, what it is that makes you happy, and you are able to gain insights from that. Do you think that's something you could do, or something you would like to do?
Okay. Oh, so it's good and like good and bad things, like any emotion that come up or thought.
Yes, yes. So it can be good, it can be bad, it can be an experience, it can be just write your thoughts or your experiences, yes,
Okay.
down, and then go over them. You can go over them to see, oh, so this is what made me anxious. This is why I felt this way. So over time, it gives you insight, it gives you self-awareness, and you're able to see yourself better clearly from
Okay.
from journaling. Yes. So
And so I do this with every thought, or like how often do I do
no,
this?
not with every thought. So as often as you would want to write, but or as often as something major comes up, or especially since we're dealing with stress related to your schoolwork, I would say for us to be able to track what exactly is causing the anxiety in your schoolwork, maybe we'll focus on anxiety about school. And then you mentioned also the grieving process with your brother. So maybe feelings like that, just so
Okay.
that we can track over time what it is and gain understanding and insight as to what exactly is bringing on the disconnect you feel with your schoolwork.
Okay, that makes sense to me. I can definitely do it. I don't think I've um thought about that or tried to do that, so I can definitely do that and see what that leads to.
Okay. So can we say you try that? We'll see again in 2 weeks. So can we say you try that for the next 2 weeks? And at
Yes.
the end of 2 weeks, we discuss what it is that you were able to find, what it is that, what understanding you were able to get from your journal.
Okay. Yes, I could do that.
Okay, all right. So, also you mentioned grief from your brother. Would you like to talk about that a bit more?
Yeah, sure. So, with grief, it's just going through the process of, I feel like I'm so young, so I definitely comprehend grief and all of those different things. I feel like it's different for me to be with family members who have a different faith and practice than I do. And our process of acknowledging grief is very different. And that's what adds to the impact of it is that the familial ties during the process of grief.
Mm.
And for me, I just feel again, I'm honored to be who I am and do all the things that I do. However, I feel like too, like it's just I have to do what I have to do. Like I have to continue like moving forward. And sometimes I feel like that's challenging to explain to other people in whether not that they require a response. However, I do know that they care and that they come from a place of unconditional love. Um, that's just it's just like I don't always have the words to describe an experience that I'm still experiencing.
Mm. Do you miss him?
Yes.
Were you close to him?
Hmm. Yes.
So for me, I lost my brother a couple of years ago, and I understand the process, the grieving process. Sometimes you can't even explain what the feelings you have. So that's normal for you to feel the pressure coming from people who don't understand.
Hmm.
So it's part of the process, and with time, you'll be able to comprehend and understand how to navigate the process. So for each person, grieving is different because of the uniqueness of each person. So take your time and get through the process one step at a time, and 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 I know you'll be fine.
Yes. Thank you
So
for that.
So we'll go over what we've discussed today. So we have agreed that you will try to use the journaling to um, get a perspective as to where the disconnect is coming from your education regarding your studies. And as you journal, it will help you have self-awareness and insight into what exactly is causing the stress and the anxiety you feel about school. And also about the grieving process, you journal the feelings and the thoughts that you have, and it will help you get understanding about the feelings that you're experiencing. So would you want to share anything? Has the session been beneficial? Have you learned anything? And are you happy with the session?
Yes, today has been beautiful. I feel definitely that I do need to practice journaling more, like talking about it again and just getting a fresh perspective of how to use the journaling. I feel like that'll be beneficial to me and something that will benefit me doing what I'm going through right now. So I'm definitely going to try that and see where that leads me. But overall, the conversation today was great because it helped me to just shift some things around and get a new perspective.
Okay, that's great. So I'll go ahead and schedule our next session for 2 weeks. So
Okay.
is Tuesday fine, or do we move the day?
Yes, Tuesday is perfect for me.
Okay, all right. So I'll email you the details and a summary of our conversation today.
Okay, sounds
Thank
good.
you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much, Elisha. Thank you. It was really nice to see you today.
Thank you. You have a great day.
You too. Bye bye.